Today we're going to be talking about the interconnectedness of our ecosystem and how it relates to birds. Here's Ella to tell you about birds in our ecosystem.
I'm going to be talking about the different ways to attract birds to your garden ecosystem. The number one way to attract birds to a garden ecosystem is definitely food. An ecosystem that meets the needs of birds is one of the fastest ways to attract them. A must-have for garden is bird feeders. Different types of food should be offered in a feeder, like seeds, nuts, and fat balls. Also, correct placement for the bird feeder is key. It should be a place that is comfortable and safe for birds. Other animals might try to attack or take their food, so the bird feeder should be somewhere out of sight for predators. Bushes are the best places for bird feeders. Open shelf bird feeders are a good choice too, because they allow birds to see any danger around them. Another great way to attract birds is by providing nesting places. These nest boxes should be clean and give the birds a nice place to rest. Only natural materials should be used in these nesting places so it can feel like a real bird's nest. Just like the bird feeders, the nesting boxes should be concealed as well and in a great spot for birds to escape predators easily. Another way to attract birds to an ecosystem is by planting bird-friendly plants. As a guide for plants, try to use native shrubs. Including a pond or a bird bath in your garden will help as well. Birds like the sound of moving water. Having a section of your garden that is not as kept as other portions will attract even more birds.
In addition to the ways that Ella mentioned to attract birds to the garden ecosystem, there are a variety of plants that can be grown to attract birds based on their diets. I will be discussing 6 categories of birds and how you can appeal to their tastes and dietary needs. Growing blackberries and wild grasses provide a nesting habitat and shelter for sparrows. In addition to these benefits, the blackberries and wild grasses provide fruit and seeds for food. Planting sunflowers is a great way to attract a variety of bird species, especially cardinals and grosbeaks. These birds also eat elderberries and serviceberries. Crows and jays depend on mast crops of oak acorns and beech nuts. These plants also host caterpillars, which are a crucial food for nestling songbirds. Woodpeckers prefer insects rather than seeds, and pine, hickory, oak, and cherry trees attract loads of tasty insects for these birds. Chickadees eat mostly insects. Caterpillars, which are a common meal for birds, are often found in oaks and birch trees. Daisies produce small seeds that are favored by finches and provide a downy fiber that can be used for nests as well. Lastly, our wonderful state bird, the robin, eats earthworms and fruit. These fruits often include mulberries, serviceberries, dogwood, crab apples, wild grapes, and winterberries. Now that you know a little more about the plants to grow to provide for these birds, Michelle will describe classification of birds.
As Anna mentioned, the robin is our state bird, and it's also the state bird of Wisconsin and Connecticut. Perhaps the reason why is because we live in the Western Hemisphere, which gets a lot of rain, which means we can grow lots of trees, and that provides an ideal habitat for the robin. The robin is part of the thrush variety of birds. The robin and the blue jay both have more colorful males than females. When a female is going to lay eggs, the number of eggs that she lays at one time is called a clutch, and the robin's average clutch size is about 4 eggs. There are many things that can threaten a robin's life, and this could include predators, weather, their ability to find food, even a window. But they have the ability to adapt to their environment as well, and the robins have done this over time. They have developed really strong leg muscles, which allow them to hop and run to flee predators. They also have really strong song box muscles, which allow them to sing songs that can be heard from miles away. As we can see from birds, our ecosystem is very important to every aspect of their life, from their diet to their habitat, even to the genetic traits that they pass on.
With project-based learning, it is important for students to take charge in this activity. The students should formulate their own questions before beginning the process. The students should find their own interest about the topics of birds and research information to figure out new ideas. That is how the students take charge.